AP, let's look at frame 351, where we need to write the alto and tenor voices and supply a Roman numeral analysis. Note the star here on this chord. That indicates that we will have irregular doubling there. Okay, realize the key, figure out your triads, write them in if you need to. A, C sharp, E, C sharp, E, G sharp. Next measure, D, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, C sharp, and then E, G sharp, B. Once you've figured out your triads, apply the Roman numeral analysis for the key of A. A, C sharp, E, in the key of A is your major 1. C sharp, E, G sharp is minor 3 in the key of A. D, F sharp, A is your major 4 in the key of A. F sharp, A, C sharp is your minor 6th in the key of A. E, G sharp, B is your major 5 in the key of A. Now let's take a look at the way the bass motion moves from chord to chord. In the first measure, we have the bass moving by an interval of a third. When that happens, retain 2 common tones in the same voice. We'll keep the C sharp here for tenors. We'll keep the E here for altos. Moving on, we're going from the 3 chord to the 4 chord. The bass moves by motion of a second. When that happens, no common tones are in the same voice, so move down to the nearest chord tone. So we can put a D here for our altos and an A here for our tenors. Next chord, we're going from the 4 chord to the 6 chord. The bass is moving by the interval of a third. When we have bass that moves by the interval of a third, remember that exception to part writing, we're allowed to double the third in the next chord to make for a more melodious line. So let's try it. First, let's try it without that. Let's just do normal doubling. So I have an F sharp, A, C sharp chord that I need to build. So what I will do is double the bass in the alto voice. Let me put an F sharp there. And then I can put the C sharp here. What's the problem with that? Well, I'm breaking the rule of parallel fifths. Notice I have parallel fifths right here between my bass and tenor voices. So that's not going to work. So I can't double the root in the alto, but what if I put the C sharp in the alto and have the tenor singing the F to double the root? Will that work? Well, it could work, but it's a little bit boring. So what I'd rather do is, instead of doubling the root, I'm going to put the A right there and double the third. So I've doubled the third, and I have 1 root and 1 fifth. And I would do it like so. Now I have to go from the 6 chord to the 5 chord. That's the interval of a second with the bass, which means that there are going to be no common tones. So I want to resolve the 6 chord to the 5 chord by going to the nearest chord tone. I need an E, G sharp, B. I will double the bass, or the root. What's the nearest chord tone from this C sharp that's in this chord? I would put the E here. And then I can put the B right here for the tenor. Supposing I did it the other way around and put the B here and put the G sharp, no, put the E here, because I have to double the root. That's too much of a leap there for the tenors. So I wouldn't want to do that. I want to do it how I had it before, which is an E for the altos and a B for the tenor. Go through each chord, make sure that you have the correct doubling that you need, make sure that there are no more than an octave separating your upper three adjacent voices. Make sure you have every chord tone member present. And that's how you would do frame 351. Thanks so much.